Here's the thing. I bet that they call him Yoda because I'm sure he introduced himself as, like, backwards, like he likes to do, like,
right,
Yoda Peter Johnson. And they're like, what? What's his real name is Peter Johnson Yoda, but
right.
Hey everybody, welcome to Fess Up. I am Amy. They call me Hamstersneeze TrumpetNoseBlow.
See, that's a good name, except the word blow at the end for some reason throws the rhythm off, so it's Hamstersneeze TrumpetNoseBlow.
It does, but it also is awkward just like me when I have to sneeze or blow my nose, so it works.
You blow your nose like a monster. Like,
I
know. Like you could just hear it across the country.
Remember that time you randomly heard a trumpet? That was me sneezing.
Wait, you know how California's been having those earthquakes?
Uh-oh. But yeah, I'm Amy. My name is Hamstersneeze TrumpetNoseBlow.
I'm Marissa. Freckles McSunburn.
And I'm Ina. NoFun LifesAMistake.
That's the worst thing I've ever heard.
What? You could have just gone back to human disaster, and yet you chose that.
I couldn't remember the wording. I must say, this is a very terrible intro.
So everybody, a lot of people come up to me and ask me, hey Amy, how do you make friends? Well, actually, they don't say it like that. They say, hey, Hamstersneeze TrumpetNoseBlow, how do you make friends? And I ask them the weirdest fucking questions I can come up with, like the ones on this podcast. And here we go. The first question that I'm going to ask today, that you should ask if you want to make friends, was asked to me by a customer that I had at work. His name was Daniel. He came up to me and he had a broken ankle. And he said that he got it because he was on his bike and got car doored and broke his ankle.
Oh
and he
my
said
God.
And he said he wanted me to ask this question on my podcast. So here we go. He said he wanted me to ask, what kind of bike accident is best?
Is best?
Yep.
Best in what way? Like the best way to hurt somebody or the best thing to go through?
He did not specify. I assumed he meant the best one to endure.
All right.
But you could take it either way.
All right. Well, if I'm gonna go out on a bike, I'm gonna take it to the top of a hill. And I'm gonna just roll it down that hill until I'm tumbling like a big, cartoon snowball that's building and building, only nothing's building. It's just the bike going on top of me.
Did someone cut your brakes before you went down this hill?
No, I'm just clumsy. And then I probably knock out a couple teeth, have to get fake ones, but I've already got one fake one, so who cares?
I mean, you could crack your whole head open.
You could crack everything.
Hey, that's not a problem. I've done that before, too.
Not the way that Marissa has.
That's true.
Okay. I cracked my head open. You don't remember that? I got stitches. Crystal was babysitting me, and it was all your fault, Amy, because you walked in and you brought in all the snow from outside right in front of the stairs, and I went up the stairs.
Hey, Amy and I tracked in that snow.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all made me break my head.
It was your fault that you didn't know that the floor was wet.
I was 3.
You should have been a smarter 3-year-old.
Ooh. Here's the thing, Ina. I am the cause of everyone in our family's pain.
That's true.
It's a fact.
That is 100%. I am the harbinger of destruction.
I cracked my head open because I followed you on a climbing adventure.
Exactly. You don't allow me into your lives. I will destroy you physically.
You shoved me off of a box. And I bit
Barbie dream
through
house.
It was it? Mom gaslighted me, and now I don't know what's real anymore.
We had that Barbie dream house in the basement for like a whole 10 minutes.
Well, you pushed me off of that Barbie dream house, and I bit through my face.
Through your face, yeah. The harbinger of destruction. Is that how you pronounce that word?
I thought it was harbinger.
Harbinger? The harbinger of destruction. I would have to say that the best bike accident is for you as a delivery person and a delivery person riding towards you to collide in a glorious flurry of food. You both collided to each other, all your food goes flying, and then, well, it's spoiled. So we can all eat it.
Ooh.
Right?
I think the best bike accident would be to be biking down the street in a busy city, and all of a sudden you check left and right before you cross the street, but you don't see the pedestrian straight ahead, and you collide into the celebrity of your dreams, and that's a meet cute.
Oh.
Unless you severely injured them.
Yeah, and then they sue you for your life.
But you met them.
You did meet them. The worst meeting story ever.
You have their autograph on a restraining order.
Yep. I was going to say you're onto something because I have a friend who was hit by a bike once. They were the pedestrian in the situation, and because bikers don't have insurance, the biker got away with things. So I'm like, if you're a biker, then you don't really have to pay so much for running into somebody. But then you said that it was a celebrity, and a celebrity could definitely get the cash out of you. They have some sway. All right, guys, I want to start with a glorious bit. It's called The Old Switcheroo. Basically, we take two movies and we come up with the plot of one movie and the cast of the other movie, and we see what the movie becomes.
Ooh.
Parent Trap.
Okay.
The Parent Trap is a good one.
Yes. So the plot of the Parent Trap.
Yeah, plot of the Parent Trap for sure.
With the characters from...
The original Star Wars trilogy.
That's a good one.
So twins, Leia and Luke.
Yes! Trying to get their dead mother Padme, I guess, but she was never in the movie.
All right, well, Han Solo's obviously the one who's trying to be the new stepdad.
Yes, Darth Vader is engaged to Han.
Darth Vader's engaged to Han Solo. And then Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi is the butler
Yes.
of the one.
Yes,
So he's the
of
butler of
Luke.
Luke. Or should Yoda be the butler of Luke?
No. Yoda's like that grandfather, the wise grandfather figure.
Ah, yes, wise grandfather. So Yoda's Padme's dad.
Also, did you know Yoda is his last name?
What?
What's his first name?
I can't remember. They never said it in the movies, but it exists in
The fiction.
Right. In fiction. I'm going to Google it right now.
Oh god, I'm gonna be upset.
Because in my head, I'm thinking it's like Mario, and he's just Yoda.
Yoda. I wish.
Here's the thing. I bet that they call him Yoda because I'm sure he introduced himself as him backwards, like he likes to do,
Right.
Yoda Peter Johnson. And they're like, what? His real name is Peter Johnson Yoda, but
Right. His first name
No, I'm gonna hate it.
is Minch.
Minge?
Minch. Not Minge. That's very different. Minch.
I was gonna say, that's not good.
Minch.
So it's basically like Mitch, but
But
with an
space
N.
style.
with an N in there.
Or like Pinch.
It's like Miguel versus Michael, depending on what country you're from, Minch instead of Mitch.
Hi there, my name's Mitch Yoda,
My name's Minch.
and I'm participating in the Great Switcheroo. I'm gonna be the, what am I? I'm Padme's Papa. I'm Padme's
Yeah.
Papa, Mitch Yoda.
Padme's father. Is it adoptive or did she just really favor her mother?
Oh, she favored her mama, all right. I'm gonna tell you that right now. She didn't get an inch of green from me. Mitch Yoda.
Get this Mitch voice out of here.
You don't like Mitch Yoda?
I do not. Who's Chewbacca in this scenario? Is he a jilted lover that's just added into this plot now?
Yeah, they made a new plot. This is like the ex. So they're another person trying to break them up.
To break up. Yeah.
Ooh,
perfect.
That adds an extra dynamic.
Yeah, I really like this.
Also gives a potential for a happy ending to what is traditionally known as a villain. Because once he splits up with Darth Vader, he can go back to his one real true love, Chewbacca.
I really just want to see that one scene, a classic scene where Darth Vader, who has been Padme's mom the whole time or whatever, or Padme's dad, whatever, gets to see Luke and he's
You mean Leia's dad?
I don't know how to freaking talk.
Padme is the mom.
Leia's dad the whole time, he goes up to Luke. So he's been Leia's dad the whole time. He goes up to Luke. He's like, Luke, I am your father. She's right. And then Han comes around the corner like, and I'm gonna ship both of you brats off to the Galaga Quadrant.
I feel like maybe they'll flip it around and the iconic line, Luke, I am your father, is actually switched, right?
Yeah.
So Luke goes up to Darth Vader and Darth is like, I'm so proud of you, daughter. And he goes, no, I am your son. He pulls off his dress.
They would have had to dress like each other.
They're dressed like each other. He pulls off his dress and shows Darth his manhood.
Oh, God. And then Darth goes, oh, my God, who raised you?
That's when Darth goes,
No. I should have kept both of you in the custody agreement. He calls up Padme on Naboo like, what the heck were you teaching my son?
Yeah, also, is Padme just like one of those Jedi spirits in this movie?
Yeah, she's a Force ghost.
She's a Force ghost. So Leia's been spending time with a Force ghost.
Yes.
Yeah, Leia's a little psycho. Like, she's not 100% there.
Well, what about Luke? Luke's the one that got raised by the Force ghost.
Yeah, so Luke's the one who's psycho, which is why he just stripped in front of his
Right.
dad to prove that he was a boy. That makes sense.
It's very she's the man.
There's a she's the man flavor, an essence,
Vibe.
an injection of she's the man into this movie.
I think there should be an injection of she's the man in every movie.
There should be
Just a little bit of that.
a little bit of that flavor. That palate cleanser of she's the man.
I like this movie. What would we call it?
The Parent Wars.
The Parent Wars! Oh, that's perfect.
All right, someone make me a fan trailer for The Parent Wars. Thank you and goodbye.
Coming in 2025.
That's a long production.
Well, it's a masterpiece, Ina.
All we have is the basic storyboard. There's a lot to do.
They have so much pre-pro.
Plus, they're making like a whole 45th Star Wars trilogy right now, so this would have to be the one after the next one they're doing.
Yeah, where they have the sitcom version. You know, they love to just inject a random sitcom into the in-between.
Like the Star Wars Christmas special?
There we go, like the Christmas special. But much better.
With Chewbacca's like wife and stuff. Wow, that was quality television.
Oh, man. On another note, I have a question. Which Disney dad would you most like to be your dad?
Well, our dad already is Geppetto.
Clayton and Maurice.
Don't get out of here. Is he Geppetto or is he the Sultan?
Our dad is definitely Geppetto. He makes things out of wood. He loves cats. He is just adorable.
Our dad is 500% Geppetto.
He's just younger. He has like the youthful spirit of Sultan.
Yes, but not the stupidity.
Dad gets a random what two are you of Disney dads, and you are a combination of Geppetto and Sultan. Thank you and goodbye.
Looks like we're gonna have to do a what two are you of mom. There is Eleanor.
Okay, she can be part Eleanor, because
She definitely is part Eleanor.
she's got that feist.
I mean, we always call her Mama Bear, so.
Mama Bear, you're right.
She is Mama Bear.
And what other mom is out there?
Duchess.
Mom would be Duchess. She would be part Duchess.
Duchess.
Because, Mom's really gorgeous.
She's gorgeous. She was a model.
That little flirtiness.
The flirtiness. Oh, yeah. All right. Back to the question at hand, though. Now that our parents are both appeased, what Disney dad would you most like to be your dad?
Ooh.
I'm going to say Triton is right out.
I was about to say, what? Because I thought you were saying that he was your choice, and that was a giant mistake.
No, he's right out.
He is
Triton is not.
not a good father.
Not a good dad, no.
Mufasa. He's playful, but he's a really good dad.
Oh, that's like the
Mufasa
best
is
choice.
god tier of
And
dads.
I'm actually very upset that I cannot choose him.
I know. I guess we all have to choose a different dad.
Right.
I choose
Because
Mufasa.
in this scenario, we would not be sisters, apparently.
Hey, half sisters exist.
The half-sister is the mom part. Sorry.
Let's see. What fathers are there that don't stink in Disney?
Mufasa.
Yes, he's taken.
Marlon is pretty good.
Yes, but very helicopter.
He is very helicopter. He gets better in the second one.
What about Maurice?
Maurice is Cookie.
Maurice does not take care of his daughter.
No, that's like, he's very distant. Moana's dad is not bad.
He isn't bad. He's definitely got his heart in the right place.
But he has such high expectations for her and doesn't let her do what she really wants to do.
Right, but he learns his lesson by the end of the movie.
He was speaking from experience. Like, in most cases, you should probably have listened to your dad. It was just the fact that her island was literally dying, and the one thing she could think to do about it was go save it. So, like, if the island was not dying, though, like...
At climate change.
Yeah.
Jane's dad is incredible, but I forget his name all of a sudden.
Professor Archimedes Q. Porter. You know what? He is dad, though.
Professor Porter is the best. He's incredibly supportive, kooky, has a great mustache.
He is the combination of Sultan and Geppetto. He is the combination of that, which is our dad.
He is.
Our dad...
He is.
But you know what? Our dad also has the inventor part of Maurice. So basically, our dad is every Disney dad with a white mustache.
We just have a Disney dad.
Okay, but back to my choice, Professor Porter. He also is so supportive that once Jane falls in love and decides to move to this deserted jungle, he decides, hey, I'll move here with you. Now that is supportive.
That is pretty supportive. All right, I have a couple other ideas. Mr. Incredible comes to mind.
That's a good dad.
He's a pretty good dad.
He's very arrogant.
I may
But
have...
other than that, very good dad.
And he's like got a good like he's a good dad because that also means he picked a good wife and he's got like this loving family dynamic. The only thing is he likes to keep secrets because he's actually a superhero, which is like fine. I could appreciate that. But
my only problem is he's arrogant. Like he's got so much manly pride and it definitely gets in the way of his entire life all the time.
the other one, and this is the one that I think I'm going to pick, Goofy.
Aww.
Goofy dad.
That is a pure bean
He's
dad.
a pure bean dad, and he's also goofy, as the name suggests, but like he's got that silly streak. He's definitely cares most about you, and
Has the most giant heart.
the best heart, the biggest heart.
So clumsy, which I can relate to.
He's another god tier dad.
God tier, for sure. Probably my ideal spouse would be a Goofy because he has the clumsiness to rival my own, you know?
That's the only thing you care about in a spouse.
Yeah, I don't want to be the only one with bruises. People would think he was abusive.
I mean, you could get bruises other ways. I didn't even get a chide from Ina for that one.
Oh, if you could see my face, you would have gotten one.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. This is an audio medium.
Well, if I'm the only one in a relationship covered in bruises, people would be suspicious. But if we're both covered in bruises, they would just think that we are some very over-the-top lovers.
You're either clumsy or kinky, and they're going to have a fun time figuring out which one.
The answer is clumsy.
I was going to say the answer is both, but...
¿Por qué no los dos?
Thank you, Ina. I have a question for you guys. And this one is a little musical.
Music.
If you had a gun to your head and the guy who would pull the trigger said to you, "You will live if you can rap one verse of a rap song perfectly," what song would you pick? What verse would you pick?
I'm Tex Richmond, Mr. Texas T. People call me rich because I got more money. I got more cheddar than some supersized nachos. Got cash flow like Robert Hess De Niro's. I use more green than Vincent Van Gogh. I make the baker bake my bread out of dough.
Oh.
No, don't eat it though. It'll make you ill. There ain't no flour in $100 bill.
Oh.
He's Tex Richmond. Everybody listen. Just how great it is to be him.
Oh, it's great to be me, yeah.
He's the greatest.
I'm the greatest.
You're the lamest.
It's a
Waste of time, oh, can't you see?
Oh. Yeah, it's funny, in a rich man's world, when I need a piece of string, I use a string of pearls. If something's for sale, consider it sold. I got so much gold, I gold plate my gold. I even found a guy to gold plate my cat. I don't regret much, but I do regret that. If I could start all over, I'd do it all the same, except I wouldn't gold plate little twinkles again.
You definitely got it. You are alive.
Yeah,
Check for Marissa.
that's from the Muppets, for anyone who doesn't know.
It is from the Muppets, but it's a rap song. I have mine. Ready? I'll just do the verse. Mine is from Hamilton. So this is what it feels like to match wits with someone at your level. What the hell's the catch? It's the feeling, the freedom of seeing the light. It's Ben Franklin with the key and the kite. You see it, right? The conversation lasts 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. Everything we said in total agreement. It's a dream and it's a bit of a dance. It's a bit of a posture. It's a bit of a stance. He's a bit of a flirt, but I'ma give it a chance. I asked him about his family. Did you see his answer? His hands started fidgeting. He looked askance. His penalties, he's flying by the seat of his pants.
Yes, Angelica!
Hey! I'm really proud of my ability to rap that, okay?
I love it.
Thank you. Ina, do you have a rap song?
Am I allowed to also do one from Hamilton?
If you can rap a verse from Hamilton, yeah.
Once you're Hamilton, once you're Lafayette, in command where you belong, how you say no sweat. We're finally in the field, we've had quite a run. Immigrants, we get the job done. So what happens if we win? I go back to France. I bring freedom to my people if I'm given the chance. We'll be with you when you do. Go lead your men. See you on the other side till we meet again.
Yeah!
I am not throwing away my shot.
Heck yeah!
Hey yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot.
Heck yeah!
Thank you.
We have a Lafayette / Hamilton
Thank
and
you.
an Angelica amongst us.
And we've got a Tex Richmond from the Muppet movie.
I know that because I mean I've listened to the whole Hamilton soundtrack, but
As
I know
you
that
do.
one because we sang it in choir in high school.
Hey, that's a random, song to sing.
Well, it's
the Battle of
because-
Yorktown.
It's because for the jazz fundraiser concert, the drummer from Hamilton was from our high school. So he came back and he no one was allowed to perform any of the songs publicly yet, but we got special permission to do that one because he was from Hamilton, and yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It is a random one, but it's because we're doing it with the orchestra, so it really wasn't about the choir part of it.
Yeah.
It was about the awesome. Because
I was gonna say that the Lafayette verse of that song is kind of a random one, but I'm into it.
Well, we did the whole song, cutting out any parts that said any swear words.
Yeah. Just for fun, Marissa, we both did a Hamilton song and therefore got a Hamilton character from it that now we're gonna play if it comes out. Do you have any Hamilton songs you know?
Songs or raps? Because that's different.
I'm gonna do raps because that's a theme.
Fuck.
Fuck. I mean, I have a feeling you were gonna sing Eliza or King George.
I would love to be King George. His songs are hilarious. My peak sense of humor is songs that sound like romance songs, but are actually songs about killing someone.
I mean, I feel like the only thing, I don't know if I know this, so I'll just give it a shot. How does a bachelor, orphan, son of a whore and a Scotsman, dropped in the middle of a forgotten spot in the Caribbean by Providence, impoverished and squalor, grow up to be a hero and a scholar?
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty good. You can burr it up, except
It's bastard.
you said bachelor instead of bastard, yeah.
That's, yeah, but I was trying
He
to...
was also a bachelor, though,
was.
so I'll at
He
that
was
time.
a bachelor.
So
His Martha Washington named his her feral tomcat after him.
That's true.
That's true.
Well,
That
part of me, I think my mind censored it because Ina has already yelled at us several times for swearing.
yeah, but if it's song lyrics, it's different.
Is it?
it's different if it's song lyrics, guys.
Yeah, because
How was I supposed to know
Because.
your weird double standard rules, Ina? What if I started singing a song that the only lyric was fuck, but because it's a song...
Fuck, 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 fuck. Okay.
see, You're just making this song up so that you can do that.
And it's working. Fuck. Everyone's gonna be like, wow, that was my least favorite minute and a half of Fess Up that's existed.
Everyone or just Ina?
Just Ina. Guys.
Yes?
I was expecting a what?
I said yes.
Yeah, but like 20 minutes after.
Well, see, I had a brain freeze.
I was still ruminating on your lovely song.
We broke Ina. Guess what, guys?
What?
It's time for What Two Are You?
Ooh. What two are you? Arrested Development.
Arrested Development is gonna be real easy.
All right. So for Amy, it's obviously Job.
It's Job. Yeah. Number one is Job.
Definitely. And honestly, I feel like I'm having a hard time deciding between Lindsay and George. Lindsay, because she's very vain but beautiful and also has stupid ideas. I'm just kidding.
Wow. For the record, this podcast was my idea. So.
And it was dumb.
Wow.
Well, okay, but the other thing, Lindsay does not know how to cook, and I feel like you would make a hot ham on her person.
That's you, Marissa. You're projecting.
I can cook. I just don't like to.
Amy's good at making food.
Thank you, Ina.
She does call me to ask what she should put in it for fun, but...
That's halfly because I want to talk to you.
Aw.
Okay, fine.
Well, we could start with my first one, which is Job.
Okay.
Why am I Job?
Amy is very Job.
Very
because
Job. The number one reason is that first episode, when she goes, I love all my children equally. Earlier that day, I don't care for Job. That's me. That's
very Amy.
Yeah.
She is the disappointment of the
I'm
family.
the disappointment.
Or at least in childhood,
at least
especially,
I was the disappointment. I may not be anymore, but I was.
Particularly in high school was when Mom had the most discontent for you.
Now is the high school of our discontent. Quote by Mom.
He has very interesting ways of saying things. Like, he will purposely say something not the way it's supposed to be said. They're not tricks, they're illusions. And I feel like you live your whole life on that sort of philosophy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Job, he's all for the showmanship, over the top, for things that sometimes are not necessarily worth a show.
Yeah, it's all for the drama. That is how I live my life.
Peak drama.
But like not for like the dramatic drama, just for like as if I were on a stage right now kind of drama.
Exactly.
Marissa's a Michael. A George Michael.
I was so blindsided for a second.
I did it on purpose for the drama. She's George Michael, 100%.
Marissa is George Michael.
You right now when I said that. The only difference is she's not in love with her cousin. She's very awkward and clumsy and like, but you've got like this positivity even when your life is falling apart.
Yes.
And you'll just be like, it's a good day for being sad.
That's so true.
Ina, feel free to add on.
His existence is awkward, and that's just how Marissa is, and that's okay.
That's okay.
And as he grows up, he gets uglier progressively, and I feel as though that's happening to me.
That is not true.
Marissa, look in the mirror. You're gorgeous. You look like a Tolkien elf.
Or do I look like a Keebler elf?
I look like a Keebler elf.
No, you look
That's
like a
true.
Santa elf.
No, I have the cheeks of a Keebler elf.
You have Santa elf written all over you.
Here's the thing, that is yet another change of topic. Ina is 100% Buster.
Ina is so Buster I could die.
His whole life is based on puns. Okay. Like, his hand was bitten off by a loose seal, Ina. Only you would make that pun.
He gets amused by such random things.
Also, being a human disaster, aka, I'm a monster!
And being so childish, like, not in like a immature kind of way, but in a
I love juice boxes.
loving juice
I
boxes
love
kind
juice
of
boxes.
way.
I
And wanting your parents to get things for you kind of way, even though you could go get it yourself.
I had a friend in high school who I didn't really like that much, but she always had juice boxes in her house, so I'd always go over there anytime she asked because I wanted the juice boxes.
Oh my goodness. Dark secrets.
I just loved her mother.
Loving mothers. That's another Buster thing.
Here's the thing, Ma, you are Mom's favorite. Yes, that's right, Mom. We know.
You're the little baby of the house.
And that's another part.
which gave you certain privileges.
And you don't want to drink.
That's true.
You have no desire to do that.
Yeah. What's the point in drinking?
Well, she'll drink juice boxes, but not alcohol.
Juice boxes are fantastic. Those give you a rush.
And also you wear glasses, and that's just,
You're right.
That's a Buster thing too.
And that's the first round. We always have known this first round. The second round is when it gets hard.
I don't know why I keep feeling a George vibe from you, Amy.
Talk it out. Maybe it's right.
There's just something about his sass that it feels like the
No
similar
touching.
sass.
There's always money in the banana stand.
Always money in the banana stand. And then like teaching your children lessons. I feel like that's something that you would find hilarious to do. Like if
Yes.
you would find an actor friend and stage hilarious things like having their arm come off or whatever and being like,
Oh, yeah.
that's why. Because it's like over dramatic and also hilarious at the same time. And I feel like that's the only time you would ever really like pull a prank is if it was going to be over the top and hilarious.
That's true.
I mean, also because Jeffrey Tambor and Amy have similar energies.
Right? Like, I don't know what it is. It's the sass energy. They've got it flowing.
I can appreciate
Like,
that.
if Amy were an older man, Jeffrey Tambor.
Maybe I should have picked him for my face swap.
But Danny DeVito does suit your body.
Danny DeVito suits me most. Okay, I could get behind the George thing.
You would find you're just like such a peppy, bubbly person. You would be that like popular guy in prison. Like he goes to prison, he makes all sorts of friends. He becomes this like prison movie guru. Like he makes the best out of any scenario. He's like making money, making movies in prison.
That's
like
true.
he's just making things work out for himself. He was actually slightly happier in prison than when he got out.
I think that's true. Okay, yeah, I can buy it. I'm a healthy Job and George mix.
I feel like Martha's got some maybe going on in there.
Marissa definitely has some maybe going on.
Maybe has extreme big dick energy.
The
And-
biggest dick energy.
So does Marissa, really. I mean, like, Marissa could just go in somewhere, if she wanted to, just go in somewhere and say, hey, I work here and I'm your boss, and everyone would just believe it. You know?
Also, she's got, like, the roasting capabilities of Marissa.
Right.
And she also, the same frizzy hair.
Yes. Yes, and the freckles. I mean, she has even more freckles than me, and I'm Freckles McSunburn.
She has more freckles. Exactly. This means you love yourself. I hope you know.
You know, maybe I always have and never knew it.
No.
No.
That's not it.
Well, we already said before that the George Michael being in love with his cousin part is right out.
No, that is right out. Anyway, I definitely think you are a George Michael maybe mix.
So I'm just the cousins.
You are the cousins. You are the children of the children.
I do feel maybe spite on a soul level.
Yeah, she's so petty.
Mm-hmm.
Also, her relationship with Steve Holt, I feel like you have been through for sure.
Oh my god, like that exact thing happened to me, only he didn't turn out to be my cousin. But it's just like, oh my gosh, I love this guy. And then like, I actually get the opportunity to be with them and it's like, oh, this is terrible, never mind.
And he's just like, Steve Holt! Which, if I had a third, I would also be Steve Holt.
Yes. But in a way, you do have Steve Holt because he's your son, Job.
You're right. He's my son. Here's the thing. I've been trying to think of another person to put for Ina.
She is Tobias.
Because you have this, like, the accidental slip of the tongue thing. The whole, like, I'm not gay, also crushes really hard on every girl in the world.
Exactly.
And never, like, crushes on a guy. You also have the whole never nude thing where you're like, I will probably never have sex.
Yeah. Very, very wholesome.
Yes, wholesome, but also problematic.
Very, very weird too. Like,
Also gullible.
Yes. But weird, like, deciding to join the Blue Man group and,
Exactly.
stuff like that. It's very Ina.
Also has glasses.
Also has glasses. All right, that's it. Ina is Buster and Tobias.
She's toe buster.
To Buster.
She busts toes.
I'll bust your toes!
I have a very quick question.
Yes. Let's go.
Would you rather be a Wookiee, an Ewok, or a Porg?
Porg.
Ewok. I want to be an Ewok.
Ooh. Ina?
She said Porg at the same time as you.
Oh, okay. I just didn't hear her.
I didn't say anything.
Porg is a great choice.
You didn't say anything? I
what?
thought you said Porg.
I did say Porg twice in a row.
Oh, maybe that was it. Ina.
I'm thinking. I just feel like I probably also would want to be a Porg.
It's a good choice.
I just feel like Marissa wants to be a Porg, but Marissa is a Wookiee.
I also feel like I have Wookiee energy, but I want to be an Ewok, so I pick Ewok.
Here's the thing. Like, if it's a would you rather be, I would pick Porg because they're more adorable than anything I've ever seen in my life. But if it's a what are you most like, I am a Wookiee.
Yeah, and the question was, would you rather be?
Exactly. I would rather be a Porg.
And I want to be an Ewok, because I think Ewoks are cuter than Porgs.
But if you ever play a game with me and I don't win, I might rip your arms off. Like Hans tells Luke. Yeah, do we have another submitted question for this week?
We do, actually.
Well, fantastic.
All right, this question is from at Instagram _ I am Dante _.
Ooh, Dante.
Yes, Dante. Dante asks, if you were given $200 million to make the first movie of what would become the next big franchise, what movie would you make? And so this is a movie that doesn't exist in the world unless you want to make a remake, I suppose. But it is destined to be the next big franchise, but you're getting an absurd amount of money to make it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, no matter what I do, I'm going to incorporate my sisters into it, because if I'm going to be making a movie, I'm getting my actress sisters into it.
Obviously, yes. I'm assuming we will all star in all of these movies.
All right. And these don't have to be inspired by books or comics or something else. It can be its own material.
It could be its own material. I think the next big franchise kind of assumes it's going to be based off something, but
that's true.
If you have a good pitch for me.
There's an actual movie that I really, really have been wanting to actually write recently. Yeah. Okay, so I had... Oh gosh, this is going to be revealing myself if said person ever listens to this. But I had a huge crush on this girl in high school. And our high school romance story based on all true events would be really, really adorable. And then you could do a sequel that turns on to me being just a human disaster, It just basically would be traveling through my silly love life. But the first one would be about high school experience, in which I just basically completely fell in love with this girl, and it even ended up with us dancing at the ball together at the slow dance. That actually happened.
Aww.
And there was even a almost kiss
Aww.
at one point, because I was supposed to have my first kiss because it was my first kiss was going to be in a play to someone I did not particularly want to kiss. And I was telling her about it, and I totally had a crush on her when I was talking about it. And she was like, I'll kiss you. And we got really close to almost kissing. And then her brother walked in. And so that didn't happen. And it was very sad. And I had to go kiss that other person. But there was so many almost moments that it would make a really good lesbian teen rom-com,
Would you end it with you guys getting together? Would you change the ending?
I'd probably end it like at the dance with us dancing, it's open-ended, you know? You don't know what's going to happen.
And then sequel can be just continuation of this romance throughout your life.
So the third one would be made up. Because the second one would be like kind of what's happening now.
Yeah, the second
where you guys
like,
are not together, but you're always thinking about it. And then the third one would end the trilogy where you guys eventually come around to each other in your mid-30s when you guys both are divorced with 3 kids and you're soccer moms.
Wow, that's what you want from me, Amy?
I'm giving you what I felt the vibe from soccer moms in your 30s.
Anyway, that girl, so cute, and I really like her. And I mean, for the second one, we could do how she asked a question anonymously on Snapchat. She was like, ask me a question or tell me something on Snapchat. And I was like, I had a major crush on you in high school. And then I felt really giddy for the rest of the day. And then she messaged me back and was like, oh, I wish I knew who you were, with a heart. And then I sent a screenshot to my friends and was like, oh my god. Anyway, so I'm just a big loser. But that's my movie. It would be really cute. It would be like Love, Simon, but even better because lesbians.
All right, so Ina pitched me a movie. I could accept that. It would be a big franchise. That's a lot of money for like just a high school movie, but
it's gonna be the best.
All right, it's just gonna be the best.
It just is.
That's solid.
And I'll get Maisie Williams to play me.
That's cute. Except who are Marissa and I playing because we're actors into this movie.
I don't know. I haven't fully developed the plot.
Are we in the movie?
Yeah.
Like, your sisters are in the movie?
Oh, I mean, you could be. I hadn't thought about that. Sure, you can play yourselves.
Because I'm saying, should we play ourselves?
Perfect.
Amy should play Marissa, and Marissa should play Amy. That would be interesting.
I would hate that, actually, a lot.
That would be awful. Definitely not doing that.
Anyway, that's my movie, and this is mine.
All right. I'm trying to think about this in like a real franchise type way. So I probably would base it off a movie or something like that. I mean, not a movie, a book series or something. And the only book series I can think of at this moment that's something that never got movies and deserves movies is the Uglies series.
Oh, yeah.
I would have fun with that.
I like that a lot. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
It would be really cool. We'd probably have to like actually give us like all the uglies like fake uglier faces than our natural faces, and then like that way we have somewhere more to go. We add on for pretties.
In the pretties, yeah.
So the pretties can be more based in our natural faces, but also fake in other ways. But that's such a cool series. It's got such fun technology, also such a great government conspiracy, which is what I love for.
And there are roles for all of us in there, which I like.
Definitely. I feel like, Amy, you have the vibe of... Oh, I forget all the names in this, but...
Me too.
There, in the first book, there's the girl who originally turns into an ugly... like she escapes before she can be turned into a pretty, and she was the main character's best friend before she did that.
Ah.
And the main character goes to find her, and that's how the whole thing gets started.
Okay.
I looked it up. Her name is Shay.
And you would be the main character, right?
Yeah, well, I'm making it. I'm going to make myself the main character. Yeah, Tally.
Well, I'm... In the movie that I would make, I would go off of the comic series The Wicked and the Divine and make a trilogy based on those. It's a very interesting comic. For those of you who haven't read it, it's about the world, and every 90 years, for 2 years, all the gods from every mythology, 12 of them will make a reappearance in society. And then that person whose body they kind of inhibit and take over will die after 2 years.
That's so cool.
So they're here for 2 years, then they're gone. And it happens every 90 years over and over again. It's very cool.
That is cool. That would be fun.
The main character is a woman of color, and I don't know her sexuality, but she has a huge crush on Hades, who is a woman.
Yes.
Like a lesbian woman.
You would definitely play Hades.
She's got some sort of a thing, and I wouldn't play Hades. I would play this character, Amaterasu, who is like a British girl who takes over. Amaterasu is a Japanese god, and so she is like this white British girl who becomes this Japanese sun god, and then everyone is like upset because she's this British white girl who became a Japanese god, and she's like, but I am the god, I don't know what to tell you, like this is the god, me, here now, and everyone's like, nah, but she's like this bright, bubbly, optimistic cutie pie.
Oh, that's so fun.
And I feel like that would be me. Like reading it, I was like, this is the character that I would probably play, and she's like not the main character.
Mm-hmm.
The other one I would want to play is Sekhmet, who is the Egyptian god who like is a cat. But that's just because that'd be fun.
Well, what about me? Who am I cast as?
That's a good question because you could go a lot of ways. You could also be Amaterasu. She is a redhead, so you could also do that role, and then I would have to recast myself. I also would want to be the Morrigan, who's like a goth person, which you could be pretty much any of the same people. But yeah, I can't remember. There are like a lot of characters in this, so I can't exactly remember like the ones that you would play. But trust me, there are like several rolls over for all of us. So we would definitely be able to be in there, and that would be the trilogy that I would make because you could easily. There's like I want to say about 9
Fantastic.
books, but they're comics and they're very short. Like it's like a collection of 5 or so in each like book that I have, and so like.
I mean, if it was a big enough franchise, you could stretch it into as many movies as you wanted.
That's true. Yes.
The Uglies wraps up in a very good trilogy arc, but they did make a 4th one that's like an indirect sequel, so like there's more material if I wanted to stretch it out, but I probably wouldn't because I prefer franchises to be wrapped up where they deserve to end instead of stretching them out for more money.
True. So a follow-up to this question, which I came up with, is if you could make like a Game of Thrones high-budget, high-quality TV show based off of a work, what would you make? And I'm going to start this by saying that's where I would make the Xanth series.
Yes, Xanth. I've talked about this my whole life. They should make a TV show for Xanth.
Heck yeah.
It wouldn't do well in a movie form, but TV show is exactly how to do it. You'd have to do it like an anthology because the books are basically an anthology series. There's just new characters every time.
Yeah, and the good thing about the Xanth series is that you could, in theory, end it anywhere, so it wouldn't, because each season would be like each book or each couple of episodes or whatever. The series itself, for everyone who's unaware, this is the Xanth series by Piers Anthony. It has like 35 books or something like that. It is very good.
More than that now.
Yeah, more than that now. The last time I looked, it was 35. I'm sure there's more, because I don't think Piers Anthony has stopped writing.
36 was the last. Oh, he hasn't.
So he's like very old now, I'm sure, and he has not stopped writing that man. So it's got like tons of material. You could drag it out until eternity, but you probably would be able to stop it at any point. And because they can kind of be taken out of context, you could do just the most interesting books, like Nightmare and Demons Don't Dream would have to be a part of like the ones that got made before you ended it. Wow.
I just looked it up. There's 42 right now.
Wow.
With 3 more planned right
George
now.
R. Martin, look at this man. Just get it done.
Get it done. This man planned on making it a trilogy, and everyone just loved it so much they were like, write more.
But none of them have been like
42.
Have felt like he's just stretching it because people want more.
Exactly. People always want more, and he has so many characters, and he just introduces more characters that nobody's plot is worn out.
Yeah.
In fact, people die a lot in that series, you know? They fade out.
They die a lot. They also just they call what he calls a fade out.
You know, it's like growing old and dying. They fade out.
They just fade. It's not even like they grow old and die. They just fade out of like importance where it's like, okay, this is not their story anymore. So we're going to focus on this next story. And they will make guest appearances randomly here and there, but they slowly make less and less.
Yeah, but then like it is kind of like growing old and dying because once they've faded out, like it's an actual term for them disappearing from existence.
I know. Anyway, but that would be my TV show. Does anybody have a different one?
I would make Percy Jackson because there's like 5 books. You could make a good TV show. It doesn't have to go on for forever, but he also wrote the like sequel series, the Lost Hero series with about the Roman myths, and so you could like do 2 series, and then if you wanted, this would be, I don't know if this would actually work out, but you could like cross them over. I don't know, lots of cool things you could do. And then it wouldn't be bad like those Percy Jackson movies. It would actually be good.
Oh, yeah.
I think what I would do to kind of capitalize off of the Game of Thrones thing that everyone is into is also make another like mythical fantasy series. So I would boot up Aragon for a TV series, which would also redeem its awful movie. And because they're good books that could make a very compelling story, especially because once you bring it to screen, you can add in side characters and kind of more female characters, because it is a bit lacking in that area.
And
but
people love dragons. Like a lot.
Dragons are great. Yeah. Also, unbeknownst to many of the people who've never read the books, they've just seen the title and the cover, the dragon is not Aragon. The dragon is a female, and her name is Saphira.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Aragon hatches Saphira.
I was gonna say, like, if like the dragon's name was Aragon, it would fit right in with Drogon in the dragons that are named almost exactly the word dragon.
Exactly. But no, Aragon is a boy who slowly starts turning into like a magical elf thing.
Hooray!
Yay for Aragon.
So my question is, what is one safe for work question you will always say no to?
Can you do me something real quick?
Wow, you don't want to give anyone a favor?
I hate doing favors, like, because people always ask me that when I'm comfortable, like comfortably sitting down, and they just want me to like get up and grab them something. You know what I mean? I'm not into it. Marissa is lazy.
All right, note to self, don't ever come to Marissa's house. She's a bad host. My question is by far, do you want to smell this?
Oh, God.
Never in my life has someone said, do you want to smell this? Or any variation of that, and it hasn't been something that smells really gross.
Yeah, but then oftentimes I will smell it, and it's always a bad choice.
Will I smell it anyway? Yeah, sometimes, but it's definitely going to be a bad smell, and so I'm not going to say, yes, I want to.
I always smell it if it's a candle at a store, because they always have awful smells. Like, I'm not saying every candle smells bad, but there are the craziest, terrible smelling candles out there, and I'm just so curious. I have to know. But then every time I sniff a disgusting candle, I kind of want to burn my own nose off.
True.
For me, it would probably be... this isn't because I necessarily want to say no, but it's just because I always end up saying no because of social anxiety. So anytime I go to someone's house and they say, can I get you anything? I always say no, even though I am thirsty. And then I feel awkward because I'm...
Oh my gosh.
I have to break myself of that habit.
It still happens for me. Can I get you anything? And I'm like, I don't like being a burden. Let me just die of thirst like SpongeBob when he goes to Sandy's house the first time.
I've worked hard to break myself of that habit, and I still sometimes struggle.
Yeah, I definitely have had to break myself of that habit. I had to force myself to be like, this is a free thing. Free things, always good. You say yes to free things. And so, I would say about 75% of the time, I will actually say yes if I actually want the thing. But there is a 25% where, randomly the anxiety will be like, no, you don't want it. It's theirs.
That's exactly how I feel.
All right, so a follow-up question for that is the one that we knew was coming, which is why I had to add in the safe for work part. What not safe for work question would you always say no to?
Call me daddy.
Oh, God.
That's a no from me.
You want to try some drugs?
I guess that's not safe for work.
I mean, I guess that's not safe for work, but when I think not safe for work, I think sex, and that's not a sex question, I don't think.
Okay, well, I don't want to try some drugs, and I probably don't want to have sex, and I probably don't want to do things that aren't nice. So,
sex is very nice.
Sex is nice.
okay, yes, but I don't wanna. And so, not safe for work questions, probably say no to all of them.
Well,
All right. Oh, another question I'll say no to. Do you want a dick pic? No. No, I do not.
Who would ever want?
the only time I've ever said yes to that question, there was this one guy who was like, "Can I send you an artistic dick picture?" And I was like, "You know what? Yeah, you can." And he sent it to me. It was actually pretty quality. It was like he had a filter on it. It was black and white. It was like looked like it was professionally taken. I was like, "Wow, I'm actually a little bit impressed by this
Pleasantly
artistic
surprised.
dick picture." Yeah, so that was the one time I said yes to a dick pic. Otherwise, it's just been random and I haven't even been asked. But I would say the question that I would always say no to is really anything that involves poop.
Yeah.
I pretty much have no limits in the whole field of sexual things. I'll try anything once, and sometimes with different people, it's good. And I actually like it. Like the call me daddy thing is like something I'm not necessarily into, but like with the right person, I might be into it. Depending,
Maybe.
But
it depends.
and like the situation, like if we're doing a one-time role play deal, I might be into it.
I guess.
But so I can't say I would always say no to that question, but I'm pretty sure that the one thing is like purposeful poop. Accidental poop, I understand, that's an accident, it happens, but like on purpose, like, can I poop on you? No. Please no. I will not poop on you. There will be no pooping that happens outside of the bathroom.
You would not like the movie we just watched.
What did you just watch?
Ina and I just watched a movie on Netflix that had a whole 20 minutes where they were talking about how this girl wanted him to poop on her in a sexual way. And it was it got really weird. It escalated to the point where he had taken like a ton of laxatives and she was like, "No, wait a second. We can't just rush into it." And he's like, "But I have to go now." And then they ended up getting in a fight. She runs outside. He runs after her, gets hit by a car, and the poop explodes everywhere. And it's the best
was
thing
this a
I've
Seth
ever
Rogen
seen.
movie? Because I just pictured Seth Rogen doing all
It
of
was
that.
Chris Pratt.
That's a similar situation,
is.
but like, what phase of Chris Pratt was this? Was he hot Chris Pratt?
It was like medium
It was still like
Chris
Andy
Pratt.
Dwyer,
He's not full Andy Dwyer, but he wasn't like a hunk.
Star-Lord.
Yeah, he wasn't Star-Lord either.
Yeah, it was back with Anna Faris.
It was.
Oh, was Anna Faris the one who wanted to be
Yes.
pooped on?
Yes. Yeah. It was so funny though. I was crying laughing when the poop explosion happened, and then she's like
I feel like that is
he's
hilarious.
dying on the road and she's hugging him. She's like, "There's poop everywhere." She's like, "Was all this for me?"
What was this movie called?
Movie 43.
Well, guys, that's about it for us. Now, the usual things. If you want to ask us a question, we would absolutely love that. Send it to us on our Instagram or our Twitter or our email or our Facebook. But the more important thing, subscribe or follow our Facebook and our Instagram and all that jazz and our Twitter. Do that. Show us the love. Interact with us on our social media. We want that.
Send us questions.
Send us a question. Hashtag UbFest. Quote your favorite episode with the hashtag UbFest. We would love that.
Hashtag Clay Reese.
Hashtag Clay Reese. Our social media is as follows. Our Twitter at FessUp_podcast. Our Instagram at FessUpPodcast. Our email is thefessuppodcast@gmail.com. Our Facebook page is Fess Up, but you can find it by searching Fess Up Podcast as the URL as well. Yeah, so tell your friends we need people to listen to us, and you need to make friends somehow. And you know how you make friends? By asking them these questions. That's the most important part. Ask them these questions.
This podcast is all about spreading question knowledge.
Question knowledge and like the desire to learn, and also the desire to ask the things that people don't want to talk about necessarily, or want to we want to break away from that boring, stereotypical small talk situation. We don't want that. We want the nitty gritty, bits of your soul. That's how you make friends. You find the nitty-gritty bits of their soul that you agree with.
Yes.
And that's how you do it. You ask them the Fess Up questions, and then you say, hey, let us continue to bond over this amazing podcast that is a favorite of mine called Fess Up. All right, guys, that's it for us. We will see you next week. And until then, I've been Amy.
I'm Marissa.
And I'm Ina.
And I'm Mitch Yoda. Did you miss me?